Hi.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're excited to be able to connect with you this morning or potentially this afternoon, depending on where you're calling in from the STEM Core Network. Definitely excited for all of you to be here today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cheryl Martinez. I am the STEM Program Manager with Growth Sector. I will let my two Growth Sector colleagues on the call introduce themselves as well. Myra?
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Myra Perez, back at it, ready for programming this fall season. And I am a program coordinator with STEM Core in Growth Sector.
And a new mommy.
And
Hi, folks. Ivana Breu-Spear, Summer Bridge Coordinator, and I recognize a lot of the names. I'm that crazy person over the summer that was making sure you got paid. So excited to see all of you. And yeah, thank you, Anthony.
Great. Thanks, Ivana. And before we introduce today's speaker, we just wanted to be able to thank all of you for being here. So this is the first of several of our STEM Core's virtual employer speaker series. So each semester, we will connect, our goal through Growth Sector and through the STEM Core program is to connect you all with STEM Core employer partners who are excited to work with STEM Core students, to engage with all of you, but also to potentially host you all for upcoming internship and employment opportunities. So we are super excited with this partnership with CalTrans. For those of you, you've probably heard a little bit about the partnership so far, especially if you're a newer student who just joined the program this summer or fall. But CalTrans has been a longtime partner of the STEM Core. We specifically have been partnering with Anthony's team in District 7 for the last 4 years. District 7 is located in downtown Los Angeles. And they have done an excellent job of mentoring STEM core students, hosting STEM core students for internships, and then hiring a few of our STEM core students as well for ongoing employment. So super excited for this partnership and for all of you to hear a little bit more from Anthony in terms of the great things that CalTrans is doing and opportunities that are coming up for you. So we will be sure to give you all an opportunity to ask questions. So if you have a burning question, feel free to throw it into the chat and we'll be moderating that. But we will leave a few minutes at the end of today's call as well to open it up for if you want to unmute yourself and ask a question as well. So we'll go ahead and get started and I will turn it over to Anthony.
All right, thanks, Cheryl. So once again, my name is Anthony Ng. I'm the Assistant Division Chief for the Division of Design in CalTrans District 7. As Cheryl mentioned, we're located in downtown LA. So I'm excited to be here and excited to share with you what we have over here in CalTrans. So with that, let me share my screen real quick. Cheryl, if you don't mind, if you could, yeah,
there you go.
hand it over. Okay, perfect. All right, so here's that. Oop. And then let me see. Play settings, swap. All right. So yeah. So Caltrans. So Caltrans, you guys probably are familiar with Caltrans, especially when you guys hit those potholes on the freeways and whatnot, and or when you're trying to rush rush to school and get stuck in traffic. So Caltrans, we do operate maintain all the freeways and state highways within the state. So we're a big organization. We're just over 21,000 employees statewide. So we do have a lot of different types of people employed in Caltrans. We do have a good portion of us are in maintenance, as you guys see. We have people out there, cutting, cleaning up the trash and cutting the weeds and whatnot on the sides of the road. Then also we have a few people, quite a few people who are support, like our admin or environmental people and whatnot. But we also have just under 40% of us here in Caltrans are engineers. So hopefully, for some of you guys who are interested in engineering, especially civil engineering, hopefully you will consider Caltrans as your choice, especially for your internship. So, and part of what we do is like we just said, we maintain the state highways. So statewide, we have 250 state highways that we are in charge of. which is equivalent to 15,000 center line miles. So if you just count the length of the miles, it's about just over 15,000, which if you convert it, it ends up being 52,000 lane miles. So, and that's like, so if we have like, if we have 10 center line miles, and if you have 2 lanes, then it would be 20 lane miles. So yeah, so it is quite a few roadways that we do maintain in Caltrans. So, and in Caltrans, it consists of 12 different districts because California is a big state, and our district number 1 is all the way up north in Eureka and Mendocino, and District 12, the last district, which is also the smallest district, is located all the way down south in Orange County. And our headquarters is based in our state capital, which is up in Sacramento. But of all the 12 districts, the bottom, the most southern 4 districts are the ones that you guys would be probably either more familiar with, or the ones that you guys would be dealing with more so than any other districts. So once again, of the 4 districts, we have District 12, which is in Orange County, the smallest district. Then we also have District 11, which covers San Diego and Imperial County. Then District 8, for some of you guys who live out in the Inland Empire, covers San Bernardino and Riverside counties, which also happens to be the largest district in the state. So it's interesting. We have the smallest district, District 12, literally right next to the biggest district, District 8. And of course, of the 4, the most important district is District 7, because that's the one I'm in. So not because I'm in it, but just because it's the the best district. So and before we get into too much of it, I just there is a video that I do want to share with you guys, because Caltrans, we do have a website, and also we have a lot of YouTube videos that you could check out. And there's this one in particular that I do want to share with you. So let me sorry, let me go share the screen again and open up the video. Let me see. So, all right. So let me just play this. It's like just a 4-minute video.
Oh, Anthony, we don't hear the
Yes.
sound.
Oh,
So
you
we
guys don't
might,
have the sound?
yeah, you might to share the audio. When you share your screen, it should normally ask if you want to share your audio as well.
Okay. Go check that. Share, and there you go. Sure, I'm glad you're here. All right, how about now?
Perfect.
Okay.
With over 20,000 employees, CalTrans, the California Department of Transportation, is a world-class engineering organization that manages the people and regions of California.
When I graduated college, I wasn't too sure about what I wanted to do with my degree, and then I got hired on with CalTrans, and it's been the best decision I've ever made. So many opportunities in planning, right-of-way, maintenance, programming, so many different aspects that come into play in what CalTrans is.
We have some of the most talented field crews anywhere working out there in some challenging and sometimes beautiful field conditions, using the latest technologies, doing their jobs, and bringing that data into the office, where we have some of the most talented staff you'll find anywhere.
We play a significant role in making our economy the 5th largest in the world, bringing goods and services to California's customers and ensuring their travel safety. CalTrans works with local agencies to manage more than 50,000 miles of California's highway and freeway lanes, funds 3 of Amtrak's busiest inner-city rail services, and permits more than 400 public-use airports and special-use hospital heliports.
Today, this is my office. One of the things I like most about working for CalTrans is the ability to get out of the office and actually look at the projects we're working on firsthand in the field.
Our goal is to be a performance-driven, transparent, and accountable organization that values its people, resources, and partners, and meets new challenges through leadership, innovation, and teamwork.
CalTrans is a great place to work. Here in design, we prepare plans, specs, and estimates, and we coordinate with maintenance and construction to make sure that our projects are constructible and maintainable. What I love about CalTrans is that there's so much to learn, and I'm surrounded by great mentors who are always willing to help me out along the way.
There's a certain satisfaction that comes from knowing that I've designed a piece of that infrastructure, and that what I have done is something that will benefit the lives of millions of people.
I started with CalTrans as a student assistant, and I was instantly drawn to the challenging and engaging projects that I had the opportunity to work on. When a position opened up, I didn't even think twice of applying. CalTrans provides you with the tools and resources to set you up for career success, and working for CalTrans feels like a family.
We are dedicated to our vision of a safer, more sustainable, and accessible transportation system for all users.
The quality of management and the ability to facilitate and cultivate a positive work atmosphere. Everyone I've worked with at CalTrans, they know the tangible benefits that they are conferring on the community, and they're proud of it. And they take great pride in not just what they're working on, but the results they see day in and day out.
So I've been with CalTrans for 26 years, and what I have appreciated the most about working for CalTrans, the opportunities that we have here that you may not have at other state agencies or in the private sector. If you want to work in roadway design or in bridge design, drainage or geotechnical design or environmental engineering, there are so many different opportunities, and you are encouraged to move around.
One of the things I love about working for CalTrans is how diverse we are. So there's a lot of collaboration. Love the environment, love the family nature of working in CalTrans.
As a professional land surveyor, I do have the opportunity to work in the field or in the office. If you love the mountains, if you love the coast, if you love the valley, CalTrans has those opportunities.
I appreciate the ability to explore your career. So if you're not sure what you want to do, there are so many places that you could land and you can find the best version of yourself here. I would say, do yourself a favor, come work for us. We would love to have you. You would make us better.
Right. So hopefully you guys are all inspired and raring to join us here in CalTrans. But to give you a little bit more background on what else we do here in CalTrans, I just want to go over real quickly the different divisions that we have over here in CalTrans. So the most important one is design. Once again, I'm from design, so not because I'm the most important one, but it's the most important. That's why I'm in design. But we also have construction, traffic operations, project management, planning, right-of-way, and maintenance. And within each division, there's a lot of different layers as well. And just like you just saw in the previous video, there's a lot of options you have here in CalTrans. So it's not like some of those smaller agencies or even private companies where once you get in, you pretty much you're kind of stuck in doing that one thing. So within the division of design, we have surveys, GIS, hydraulics, pavement design, roadway design, landscape architecture, and utility engineering. So, and in construction, so when you come to CalTrans and you go into construction, you're not going to be a contractor. So you're not going to be out there, pounding nails and whatnot. You're actually going to be more of a project construction manager. So within the division of construction, we have construction management, we have CPM, which is critical path method, and that's where you would come in as an engineer to calculate the fastest path to building a construction project. So because within a construction project, there's many different elements. So but certain things need to go before others, or certain things could go at the same time as others. So you'd be the person that would be actually calculating those critical paths. Then also construction inspection, where you get the plans and go out there and make sure to see what they built is actually built per plan. Then we have traffic operations. And within traffic operations, we have ITS, which stands for Intelligent Transportation Systems. So as you can see here in this picture, there's congestion. And so ITS is a group where it's like when you watch those NASA movies, movies about NASA, and they have that huge wall of TVs. So this is what ITS does, and they monitor the traffic and see, where the issues are and how we can fix those in real time. Then we have transportation safety, the system performance, to where they look and see if there's consistently traffic, which I know that you guys probably consistently see traffic, but what we do is we see where there's issues. We try and send those issues to design to see if we could find a way to fix those issues. There's also district DTM, which stands for District Traffic Manager, and these are the people who, during construction, they tell our contractors when they can and cannot build. So let's say if if you're in Orange County and we have a project next to Disneyland, we all know that it's a mass exodus when Disneyland closes. So usually DTM will tell us, okay, well, if you're next to Disneyland, you can't you can't perform your construction during the closing time of Disneyland, or even opening time too. Then we have project management. And within project management, we have straight up project management. Then we also have program management, where they manage all the funds that goes into our projects, because it's not just one way we get our money, which I think most of you guys probably know that's from our gas tax. But then we also get money from different places, and if we don't have enough money, we try to find other places to fund our projects. So that's what program management does. And also there's risk management, where every project has risks. So this group goes out there and looks for different risks and works with different groups too to find out what the risks are to our projects. And then so either we can anticipate those risks and mitigate, or try and see what we can do to avoid those risks. Now we also have planning, which besides design is probably one of the more important divisions as well, because they're the ones who look in the future to see where the future needs are. So within planning, we have project studies, where they study the various different projects or issues that needs a project. Then we have multimodal planning, where they look at not just Caltrans, because as we just talked about, Caltrans is mainly in charge of the state highways, but we do work with our partnering agencies like LA Metro, who operates the Metrolink and all the different lines, the colored lines like gold lines and whatnot, and to make sure that all of our facilities work together. Then we have regional planning, where they look at the region as a whole to see, if we do something in one place, how does it affect another area, or if there's an issue in one area, how does that affect another area? So this group actually looks at everything on the global scale. Then if you do decide to come to Caltrans, whether it's through the growth sector or even outside the growth sector, we do have quite a few interesting projects that we're working on, especially here in District 7 or the district that's in downtown LA. So one of these projects is the US 101 wildlife crossing, which some of you might have already heard. So this is a project to build a 160-foot wide by 200-foot long bridge over the 101 freeway. And it's mainly to help the cougars out in the area. And I think a lot of you guys might also be familiar with P22, the one that passed away, unfortunately, like a couple years ago. So unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to get this built for P22, but definitely there's P22's friends and relatives that definitely could benefit from this wildlife crossing. So and this project was sponsored by the MRCA, who's was really pushing for this project. And the cost of the project as of end of design is $88 million. So I think it's gone up actually since then, once it got into construction for various different reasons. So this project is on US 101, and this is roughly in the location where it's at in Agora Hills. And the purpose of this project is that it's one of those things where when we built the freeway years ago, and in this case, the 101, we split a certain habitat. So, and as you guys know, with freeways, there's high speed cars going through, so no animals could actually cross the freeway. So it became like a barrier that split these two habitats. So we split this habitat on the north here that you can see with the one on the south. So a lot of these the cougars have friends and families, or not cougars, sorry, mountain lions have friends and families that they were split and separated from. So with this project, we're trying to right that wrong, so then everybody could kind of get together and hang out again. So yeah, these are the mountain lions that we're trying to help out. So this is a rendering of what's going to look like. Literally, it's a wildlife crossing that's above ground. So it's going to be a bridge with soil on top and vegetation and everything. So it's going to look like natural ground. So it won't be too intimidating or scary for the mountain lions to make this crossing to go from north south and vice versa. So yeah, so that's a bridge over the 101. Then we also have a local road, Agora Road, that we're going to have another small bridge over as well. So this is what another rendering, if you look at a 3D view, this is technically what it should look like. And right now, I think we just put up the girders. And if any of you guys live in the area or pass through the area, you might have seen a few months ago, they actually closed the entire freeway to put up the superstructure girders to support this. And now I think they're working on the deck as well. So with that, let's take a quick look at another video. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Oh, hold on. I have to unshare real quick just to bring that up. All right, so let me share again.
Southern California is famous for its freeways, and now we're one step closer to building a major thoroughfare just for wildlife. An $87 million wildlife bridge over the 101 freeway in Agora Hills entered its final design stage. Carter Evans shows us how it will help animals cross over safely.
Mountain lions and other wild animals have lived in the heart of Los Angeles for centuries, but the freeways that were built to connect people ended up isolating wildlife. Hoping to preserve mountain lions and other species, officials are in the final design stage for a crossing over one of LA's busiest.
Yeah, this is an older video. We're currently in construction.
Beth Pratt is with the National Wildlife Federation.
This is not going to look like a standard overpass.
No, these are beautiful. They're not just bridges. These are vegetated landscapes because the animals have to feel safe.
The overpass would stretch 200 feet over 10 lanes of highway and provide big cats, coyotes, and other creatures better access to not just food, but also potential mates.
If we don't provide connectivity, they can't get dates outside their family, so they are at risk of going extinct.
So they understand what dating life is like in LA.
Yeah, like all of us, the 405 divide has killed many a romance.
Since the National Park Service started tracking mountain lions in 2002, 18 have died trying to cross freeways and other secondary roads. Without the overpass, animals have been forced to take risks or get creative.
Which mountain lion was it that made it through here?
So it was P64.
This image captured P64 coming out of a drainage pipe last year.
We found this long, dark tunnel that unfortunately isn't great in terms of a wildlife crossing in general.
So far, the National Wildlife Federation has raised more than $13 million from private donors, and they're confident they'll raise the remaining 50 to 60 million. Completion is set for 2023.
We're going to inspire the world.
We're a little late.
People are going to drive under the
It's getting built.
what's possible in LA. If LA can do it, nobody else has an excuse.
Carter Evans, KCAL 9 News.
Yeah, this is a little bit older video. Yeah, but I still want to show you because kind of went over the background. Some of the new videos they go over more of the construction, but once again, yeah, not as much of the background. So let me see. All right, so let me share the screen again. Sorry, I have to reshare everything. Give me 1 second. Hmm. Sorry, I'm a little issue with the controls, but give me 1 second. Okay, here you go. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Another interesting project that we're working on is the Gerald Desmond Bridge. So this is a bridge that's located in Long Beach, and it goes from close to the 487 freeway and all the way to the 710 freeway. And the purpose of this project is to raise the elevation of the bridge, or better yet, the existing bridge is getting to be a little bit too low. So with all the shipping cargo ships that are coming into the port, now they're bigger, they're designing and using bigger ships, which means they can take more load. So all the cargo is actually getting even taller. So right now the Gerald Desmond Bridge is not tall enough to handle all the new cargo ships that are needing to get into our port of Long Beach. So, and also on top of that, the existing bridge, it's a little bit on the old side. So so it's starting to kind of break down. I mean, it's still safe, but but actually, well, we are working on tearing it down. So if any of you guys live close to the Long Beach area, you might actually see that and seeing all the construction that we've done to build this bridge. And also, since while we're at it, we're adding 2 lanes to the bridge. And once again, also we want to increase the vertical clearance just so we could accommodate all the new cargo ships that are coming into our ports. So the cost of this project is 1.1 billion and change. So it's up there, but so it's one of the bigger projects that we are working on.
1.125 billion.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. So so we have so you can see here, this is a progress picture, and and this is a little bit older picture too, but I just want to show this so you can see how we build things, and especially within existing infrastructure. So this one is showing that as we're building it, so Gerald Desmond Bridge is a critical bridge, and that's why it's so important that we do raise it and widen it. But the existing bridge, you would think it'd be easier if we just tear down the existing bridge and build a new one. But then we do that, it takes like 2-3 years to build because it's such a big bridge, and this is a cable stay bridge. So, or not cable stay, but cable bridge. So, which would mean that people can't use it for 2-3 years. So the way we do things in civil engineering is, guess what? We actually build the new bridge next to the old bridge. As you can see here, the old bridge is still there, and and the trucks are still using it while we're building the new bridge. And once we're done with the new bridge, then we tear down the old bridge. So it takes a little bit more coordination and a little bit extra ingenuity, but that's how we work around some of these issues in these urban areas that we live in, to where we can't just tell everybody, hey, you know what, deal with it for 2-3 years while we make this work. So we're doing our best to work with everybody as as we're improving things for everybody. All right, and with that, we'll take another quick look at the video. So,
Port of Long Beach and transportation officials, legislators, civic and community leaders, and members of the press recently gathered beneath the Gerald Desmond Bridge to kick off a historic project that will reshape the Long Beach skyline. The Gerald Desmond Bridge replacement project is officially a go.
This new bridge is, as you know, we've turned the bridge to everywhere. It's a culmination of efforts by a lot of stakeholders, federal level, state level, and the local level. So I think that through the leadership of the various stakeholders, you have the result. And again, now estimated at a cost of $950 million, it's going to be a state-of-the-art bridge.
It says California's on the move again, at a time when there's not a lot of infrastructure being built in the United States. We have now, besides the ports, we now have the connecting corridor, the Colton Crossing, and the Desmond Bridge. The 2 key things are going to be fixed, and it's just wonderful.
The project will bring thousands of jobs to the region, improve traffic conditions and air quality, and help the port to remain the premier gateway for international trade on the Pacific Rim.
From local economy standpoint, it's about 4,000 jobs a year now for the next 5 years while we're building this thing. And it's going to be just a fantastic icon for the city of Long Beach.
This project is critical for us to keep our competitiveness and for us to be able to keep those huge contracts that we currently have that reflects into thousands and thousands of jobs.
When the bridge opened in 1968, no one could have imagined the traffic and trade volume demands being placed on it today. The Gerald Desmond supports 68,000 traffic trips each day and connects 15% of the nation's waterborne cargo to the marketplace. And it does all of this with only 5 lanes sitting precariously low for the cargo vessels that must pass beneath. And although this aging bridge is safe to drive, it is deteriorating.
You'll notice it has a netting underneath it, and parts of the concrete are breaking from the rebar, and it's an old bridge, and it's past its useful life, requires an enormous amount of maintenance, and it's not high enough to be able to accommodate the new efficient cargo carriers that come in here. So it really does need replacement, and it's a major piece of infrastructure for the ports.
The new bridge, which will cost nearly $1 billion to build, is expected to generate more than $2 billion in economic activity here in Southern California. It will be 6 lanes wide and include emergency lanes to prevent delays, and be tall enough to allow the latest generation of megaships to pass safely beneath.
It's going to accommodate the bigger vessels, and the bigger vessels that are going to be calling on the Port of Long Beach are those vessels that are more environmentally friendly.
The grade will be much more gentle. It's 8% grade now. It'll be a 5% grade. Better gas mileage from the trucks that'll be going up, less emissions. So that's another huge environmental benefit. And again, it'll enable us to grow this port and get more cargo, which means more jobs and everything else. So it's got a lot of benefits.
Preliminary construction will begin in 2011, and both CalTrans and the Port of Long Beach will work together over the next 5 years to ensure the project's success for the good of the local community, the region, and the entire nation. For more information, visit www.polb.com/bridge.
Yeah, once again, this is an older video as well. And the more current videos don't go over as much of the details. So that's why I've been showing these older ones. So that's why they said 2011, which that is actually when it started. And it did take a little bit extra longer for us to build it. And we just finished it, I think, a couple years ago. And then, but yeah, we are tearing down the existing bridge and fine tuning some of the final stuff on the bridge. So if you guys ever do drive through Long Beach, now you could say you've witnessed the people who made this happen. All right. So now that you guys are all excited, hopefully you guys are all excited about CalTrans and all the awesome projects that we're working on. We do want to pitch that CalTrans is a workplace of choice. Once again, we do have a variety of divisions that you guys can actually pick from. So especially with the growth sector program over the last few years, these different divisions are some of the options that you guys can pick from. And Cheryl, I think, and her team will be giving you guys the list, especially of the duty statements of roughly what you guys would be doing in any one of these different divisions. And then hopefully you guys pick one. Hopefully you guys pick CalTrans, and 2, hopefully you guys pick design because it's the best. But any other ones are acceptable as well. So, and just to give you guys a feel of what to expect if you guys do pick CalTrans. At the very least, we know you guys are all in community college and whatnot. So, we're not going to expect you guys to, start cranking away right off the bat. So we, at the very least, will definitely train all of you when you come to CalTrans. And one of the main things that we're going to train you on is in CAD, which stands for computer-aided design drafting, versus CAD with 1D, which is just computer-aided design. So you're going to be doing CAD with 2Ds. So you're going to be designing and drafting at the same time. And the program that we use is MicroStation. It's another variation of, well, not variation, but it's almost like AutoCAD for some of you guys who have taken drafting before. And the way we look at it, it's like Coke and Pepsi. It's like the same but different. So and MicroStation's is our favorite. And some of the things that you'll be doing once you come in, we will have you guys do a little bit of design, but then of course, we're gonna have the designers do the hardcore design. But then once they do designs, we will definitely have you guys help out in certain things like quantities. So you guys will be using CAD to find the areas, then times the depth of pavement, let's say, or whatnot, and then you get the volumes and everything. So we get quantities for cost estimates, and have you guys help prepare our plans and reports. So the plans are for our design plans. So once we get the design set, we need to put them on plans and call things out and everything, just so contractors know what what to build and how to build it, and also reports to where we also do studies, as you saw. So we'll study different alternatives, different projects, and you guys could be helping out with writing stuff like that stuff up, to help out with future projects. So once again, my name is Anthony Ng. I'm from CalTrans District 7, which is in downtown LA. So if you guys ever do come down to downtown LA, feel free to come in, give me a text or a call, and I definitely could show you around. And if you guys do have any questions, definitely you could feel free to email me at my email address over here in CalTrans. All right. So with that, that's all I have so far for introduction on CalTrans. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, yeah, please let me know.
Great. Anthony, thank you so much for the overview. I'm always so amazed by how much CalTrans actually does. I know for our local students who are on the call, it's just mind-blowing to see when you're driving through on the 405 and just the impact that Caltrans has across the entire state. So thank you for that. I do see a few questions that have come up in the chat already. So I'll just go in order. Becca had asked, just in reference to one of the earlier videos, the video says that the Desmond Bridge helps improve air quality. How does it do that? And by allowing less stalled traffic.
Yeah, that's part of it. So it has reached capacity, so that's why we're increasing from 4 lanes to 6 lanes. So then it's gonna be less idling trucks, and also we're lowering the steepness, or what we call grade, of the bridge, because the current bridge is at 8%, which is pretty steep. So we don't have too many around here, but I guess if some of you guys drive on the 5 on the Grapevine, that's 5%. Or most of that, and that's fairly steep, right? So 8% is really steep. So that uses a lot more gas and a lot more power for the trucks, especially when they're fully loaded. So that does affect air quality. So we've actually lowered it down to 5%, which is a big difference. It doesn't sound like much, but it does make a big difference. So it'll be a lot less emissions from other trucks that are using the bridge. Mm-hmm. And also another side effect is as you heard from the video, is that a lot of the newer cargo ships are more eco-friendly, but then they're bigger, and also they carry more containers. So by raising up the bridge, we're actually accommodating those cargo ships, where before with the old bridge we were not able to.
That's helpful. Thank you, Anthony. I see Goldie had asked, from the Mountain Lion project, I noticed that the Wildlife Org partner did a huge amount of fundraising. Is that common for projects like that, projects that Caltrans is involved in that may not make a civil impact?
Yes, and just to let you know, and I shouldn't say, but this well, I won't give you any specific names, but there are some movie actors that were really fighting for this project as well, and they some of them either donated money or raised money to donate to the project. And answer is yes, this happens quite a lot. So especially for something like this, because we usually, when we do wildlife crossings, if you see, you saw that there was that one mountain lion that went under the freeway in that storm drain. So usually we'll make bigger storm drains, but they look like storm drains, but bigger boxes for them to crawl under. But as a conservatives, they said that it's not as good, which I agree, because it's kind of like walking in a tunnel. And if you're like a deer, let's say, trying to go through and you have mountain lions sitting there, they're kind of like a sitting target. So, but to help us with going above and beyond that, by helping raise money for the project, it really helps us to justify spending more money for something that is more practical. So yes, and that's where if you saw on the project management. There's a subdivision called program management. That's what they're for, is to deal with these type of things. Because once again, a lot of our projects, actually most of our projects, doesn't just come from one funding source. Where like CalTrans' main funding source is the gas tax, but a lot of times we get money from either the Federal Highway Administration, from LA Metro, who is an agency that manages the Metrolink and whatnot. And so it takes a lot of work to put projects together, and that's what that group does. So that's why we're so big and we have so many different divisions here in CalTrans.
Gotcha. Yeah, Goldie said thank you for that. Students, if anybody has a question where you want to unmute yourself and ask, feel free to do so.
Before someone jumps in, I just wanted to also say thank you, Anthony. And, I know a lot of the students, I'm seeing some of these names, and these are students that are going to be going through our application process for the first time, but again, wrapping their heads around being an intern for the first time. And I know that in our conversations, you've named why CalTrans is such a great place for students to, especially not only think about long-term, right, but as a first stop for internships. So can you tell us more about your experience just working with STEM core students and, some of those really great impactful moments that you've, that could contribute to why you continue to work with us, right?
No, yeah, of course, yeah. So, and just a quick personal story to kick that off is that, I'm a second generation immigrant. So my parents came here from Hong Kong and I was born here. So growing up, personally, I for engineers, I thought engineers were people who drove trains. So I had no idea what it was, because just the upbringing and whatnot. And I just happened to, it sounded interesting when I read about it, and I went into it and studied it, and luckily it worked out. So that's why I love working with the growth sector, because they work with students like you guys out here right now, early in the college process, in the community college process, where I think it's a really good time to figure these type of things out. Because when you go to four-year university, you have to pick a major, and you're not really stuck with it, but you go straight into it. So if you do change, you kind of have to redo a lot of things. So that's why we like working in the growth sector, where we could influence you, maybe brainwash a little bit about civil engineering, and show you what it's about. Because once again, I didn't know what engineers were until I actually started doing it, and luckily it worked out. So hopefully for you guys, at least you guys get to see, hey, what we do here, and see if you like it. And it may not be for everybody, right? So because you guys, I'm sure you guys taken a lot of STEM classes, like the calculus and whatnot, and the physics and stuff. So it's not easy, but definitely something you guys can do. But if something you guys really like, definitely something to pursue. And what we like most here about CalTrans is the energy that we get from the students, because you guys are at a stage in your life where you guys are like a sponge, and like an energetic sponge, which is good. And so I could talk all day like I am right now, and you guys listen, which is good. But then, and also, like I said, it's a good opportunity for us to show you what we have, so you guys could see what it's about. And a lot of the people that have taken on or the supervisors that's taken on growth sector interns, they have told the students that they will be their mentors throughout their college career, and even their engineering career, if you guys want to pursue that. So definitely, it's a really good program. I think I'm happy to see so many people interested in it, and definitely want to see some of your names show up as picking CalTrans.
Thank you.
Great information. Quick question, Anthony. For students who are maybe in their first year and they're like, man, this looks really intimidating. It looks like you have to kind of know what you want to do, or have some, set skills ready to go. For those first year students, if they're maybe don't have quite as many skills under their belt, what are things that you guys look for when deciding to maybe pick one of those first year students as an intern? Like, what makes them stand out over other students that you may not pick?
Great question.
Oh Yes, main thing is just open mind and willingness to learn. So when we look at the resumes and they're looks like they're trying, interested in learning things, that's all we look for right now. Especially, we do definitely keep in mind that, in the first year, we may not have taken that many courses, especially towards civil engineering. And over the years, we some of the interns that we've gotten haven't even taken CAD yet, which is totally fine. And that's what's really good about Caltrans, whether you come in as a student intern or even as a full-on transportation engineer with a 4-year degree. We don't expect too much because we want to, build you up the way, we do here, how we do things here in Caltrans. And the good thing about Caltrans is we're a public agency, and there's a lot of other agencies or firms that work with us, or do projects for Caltrans as well. So whatever you learn here in Caltrans, definitely you could use it outside of Caltrans and in your civil engineering career. So the main thing is that as long as they're willing to learn, we'll teach you, because that's what we do. We have a really robust training program here in Caltrans, especially in CAD and in design and everything. Like in design, we have what we call on-the-job training, OJT, which we go over all the design modules and stuff. When you guys come in for your 10-week session, you may not go through all that. Some of you may, but yeah, the key thing is, we're just going to teach you everything we can in what little time we have with you.
Very neat. Thank you. Are there actually, right now that you're speaking about that, are there any opportunities for students to earn like certificates or anything through those trainings, like for the CAD or anything like that?
Yes, of course. Yeah. So these are official training classes. So yeah, once they take them, they get a completion certification.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, it says Caltrans may not translate to other organizations directly, but if you do show that you have Caltrans experience and a certificate, it at the very least it'll mean something.
Yeah, definitely carry some weight. Love it. Thanks,
Mhm.
Anthony.
That's super helpful to hear. And I can speak firsthand in terms of seeing like the mentorship that Anthony and his team provide directly to STEM core students and the interns who come in. Being able to not only learn, but like hear a little bit more about like their successes, their struggles through whether it was like transferring or getting the bachelor's degree. It speaks volumes in terms of like the amount that the team is looking to pour into students. And I can just give some context around the internship placement process. So you'll see that Anthony earlier alluded to like the duty statements and the different divisions that you might be able to work within. So from the STEM core standpoint, we will be sending out a more information around our STEM core internship application, which will be opening up next month at the end of October. So you'll be hearing from each of your campus like support specialists, coordinators, like whoever told you about today's meeting. And there will be an actual general application that you will apply to. Each student who applies is granted an interview directly with somebody on our growth sector team. That's typically a 20 to 30-minute meeting where we're talking a little bit more about like your skills, your interests, upcoming opportunities. And in that meeting, you get to identify these are, I'm interested in Caltrans, or I'm interested in another employer that I heard speak a few weeks ago. And from there, we will select which students are a good fit to move forward into the second round interview, which is with your potential mentor. So you get to connect directly with Anthony and his team. From there, we'll also be able to share with you, like, please rank your preferences in terms of like, these are the divisions and departments who are going to be hosting interns at Caltrans. Where are you interested in? Like, what kind of work do you want to do? And like, read the position description and see if this is something that you want to learn more about this summer. So more to come on that process, but just wanting to put it out there for you all. I see Becca with another question. Do key qualities open-minded? What roles does written communication ability play in the work an intern does?
It plays a lot. I'm not enough, so much where it'll make or break, whether we take it or not. But it definitely helps, because communication is one of the big things we, with a lot of people, especially here in Caltrans. I hate to say, if you guys do know any engineers, you'll know that they went to engineering for a reason. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why they're not English majors or communication majors, right? So, so communication is something that we do look for because a lot of engineers aren't as good at it. So, if you're not good at communication, no big deal, but definitely a huge bonus if you are, because it will definitely help you with your progress here if you actually do come into Caltrans.
That's a great point. I think just a great transferable skill in no matter what you do, being able to communicate. And that's why we're here, right? We're going to be working closely with all of you and your support specialists on campus around interviewing skills, around how you can talk a little bit about those experiences that you got, whether it was in your summer bridge program or projects that you're currently working on in your technical and engineering classes that you're taking right now. So we got you. We'll get it figured out. And I see one more question in the chat from Becca asking, do students who intern at Caltrans in the Bay Area have the same choices of divisions that exist in Southern California? Anthony, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe you can take a stab at it and then I can follow up.
Yeah, they should have it. The key thing is the district. Well, sure, I think you're gonna you can talk more into it, but our district, which is District 4, which is the one in they're based out of Oakland, but does cover the Bay Area. You know that they're just starting to get into the program, so they're not quite there yet, but we are working with them to get it to where they get it to all different divisions. But Cheryl,
Yeah, just to add to that, we literally met with them yesterday. District 4 is super excited to take on. They have taken on STEM core interns previously, but not to the scale of District 7, but we are getting there. So we're super excited for more opportunities in the Bay Area, specifically for Caltrans. So as students are going through our general application, we will be collecting duty statements from the Bay Area, from the Oakland office, to hopefully have breadth in terms of various divisions. So that is all in the works. It's crazy that we're in September talking about summer 25, but this is when it all happens. So you guys are all in like the right place to be considering placements for next summer. I see Raphael just asked, for mechanical engineers or similar careers, what kind of responsibilities will they have in Caltrans or opportunity?
So unfortunately, Caltrans is more of a civil engineering type of institution. So we don't really have any mechanicals, but we do take on mechanical interns and full on 4-year engineers who are mechanicals as well. But unfortunately, if you do come to Caltrans, even if you're mechanical, we will have you work on civil type work. So, and it'll be the same thing. Like we won't expect too much, but except an open mind and being like a big sponge. So, so as long as when you come in and willing to learn, well, we'll show you whatever we got.
And actually, just to chime in really quick, I just repost this on our social media, which we will tell you students about, but I just kind of wanted to show you really quick. This is Luis, who interned this summer. He's from Santa Ana College, civil engineering major. He said, each day was an exciting learning experience that allowed me to gain hands-on experience in civil engineering. I performed preliminary drafting work using CAD like software like MicroStation, and helped prepare project initiation documents using Office 365. What I liked most about my internship was a valuable exposure to real-world engineering projects and the chance to work alongside experienced professionals. So again, and we did have, here's one more. This student, Edwin, he is from ELAC, East LA College. He was an electrical engineering major, but again, he just mentioned that he just had a great time being able to work on the 405 freeway, telling his family about it, being able to use MicroStation for different projects. So again, they really did enjoy their time, even though they are different majors. And I know that we had a couple others, different majors as well, but all learned something for sure. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
Thanks for that, Myra. Yeah, I think that's something that we talk to students a lot, especially in like the first round interview component, is that, you know, a lot of this is exposure, right? So being able to connect with Anthony and his team and seeing like what they do, because like we see so many parallels between like mechanical, electrical, civil. I know that we also had students who went in thinking for sure they wanted to go in one direction and came out saying like Caltrans won me over. Now I'm thinking about like civil, or now I want to go back to my campus and take a CAD class. So just like being open to opportunities as well, I think is super important. I know that we are coming up on time, but wanted to take a few minutes to give a few updates / reminders for all of our students. Is Myra has so graciously shared a couple of the flyers, which you probably have all already seen, hopefully at this point. But on the left-hand side, this is our internship development series. So these are workshops that we are running to really help you prepare for your upcoming internship. So we recently did a STEM resume and LinkedIn workshop asynchronously. So those videos were sent out to you. But we will also be doing a live panel next week with some of our STEM core interns and a few other mentors from Lawrence Livermore National Lab and from Cal State LA Research. And then we're going to be delving more into LinkedIn. How can you be utilizing LinkedIn and overall skills for your networking? If you're not on LinkedIn, you need to be on LinkedIn, right? And we'll be showing you some tricks and strategies to maximize your networking there. And on the right-hand side, this is our employer speaker series. So huge shout out to Anthony for kicking off day one and allowing us to learn more about Caltrans. And then we will be visited by Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, TRC companies, and Lockheed Martin in the coming weeks. So please be sure, if you haven't already, be clicking those links, registering, because we have a lot of fun and exciting things coming up. And then one last thing, Myra, I just wanted, while we're wrapping up, can we click over to the feedback survey? Because we did Q&A. Oh, yeah, right here, actually. Oh, perfect. We want to get your feedback on today's session. So if you wouldn't mind just scanning the QR code below. It's literally will take 3 minutes just in terms of like your overall learning. You can say Anthony was great, that you learned so much about Caltrans, or just like overall feedback that you had and like what you'd like to see in upcoming sessions. So please just take a minute before you hang up today to be able to do that. Everybody who responds will be entered in a raffle to win a gift card because STEM Core likes to pay you. So we'll be doing the raffle probably by like Monday. So please take a minute to scan the code. Thank you so much. While everybody is scanning that, I also wanted to make sure, Myra, if we could click to the screen before, STEM Core and Growth Sector is on social media all over the place. So please be sure to follow us. We are on Instagram, so we're always posting updates in terms of talks that we're doing, applications opening, and great opportunities, scholarships, whatever for all of you. We're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, we have a podcast. So just make sure you're tapping into all of these additional resources because we're trying our best to make sure that you all are connected, getting to hear from awesome employers like Caltrans and just really maximizing your experience. So we'll have it on. Thank you to everybody. Anthony, huge thank you. Appreciate you taking your time and always being an advocate for the program and our students learning.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Hopefully we see your names show up soon.
Looking forward to it. All right, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you.